Exciting things are happening down here, Zach.
It is.
Well, we hope anyway. No, we should be right, eh?
One way or another will be exciting.
Yeah, we're going to turn these guys over today. Well, that's the plan anyway. We're just getting final preparations done, hooking up batteries and the like.
Alright. This will be interesting. So, we've got power.
Mate, I expect this to be perfect, okay? I rigged it all.
We can do that.
And you've checked it all, so we should have a solution here.
Pretty much.
Looking good though, I think everything's right, so you reckon that fuel doesn't need to be primed? It's definitely got fuel right through to the second filter, yeah?
Seems like it. This has gone hard. If it doesn't
Yeah, well, that's
start,
what they said. If the pre-filter's gone hard, you're pretty much at the right. Cool.
it's solid.
Awesome.
See what happens.
Right.
Give it some water.
Right, I've got my intake pipe here. This is our sea top. Oh shit. You ready? So we've got power.
We do.
I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing.
Let's see what happens when we press that button.
Right. We did that last time, remember? Hang on. Yeah. Right, get some water. Remember I did that last time?
Turned it off.
Maybe it's because you didn't start the engine.
I think so. I think it's so you know that the...
Yeah, it's primed. The power button turns it on.
Mm-hmm.
With the start button, you hold it in. I can't remember. Do you hold it in and then press the power? Is that the correct port? Because there's two ports down there for the loom.
Yeah.
Is it the right one? I suppose it's not going to matter, is it?
Yeah, no, it wouldn't work if not. Alright, give it some water.
Right.
I think it's a low oil pressure alarm, obviously, because it's not running.
Oh, cool.
And it should turn off. Well,
Back one.
why is it saying aux stop? No, it won't let me start it. It says aux stop, but that's the auxiliary stop there. Looks like it thinks that's on.
As Zach and I perused the user manuals and any info online we could find at the time, I finally resorted to calling our Yanmar sales rep, who politely told me he couldn't help us, as he was only a salesman and had no idea what the problem may be, and suggested I call a Yanmar technician, of which there are none in our area. Feeling frustrated, we set about a problem-solving exercise working through every scenario, including reseating loom connections, changing out control panels, and nothing seemed to give us a result. A very frustrating couple of hours as we were running out of patience. Following our exhaustive problem-solving exercise, I discovered a terminating gateway loom up in the factory that I'd purchased with the engines that were to be plugged into each respective panel. I originally bought a duplicate set of Yanmar C35 panels as I intended to have an extra set of panels inside the saloon for additional monitoring. Clearly this adapter loom acts as some type of terminating circuit for network information, and after installation the auxiliary stop error disappeared, allowing us to finally start the engines. But there was more problems to come.
We've been here for a couple of hours trying to troubleshoot why we're getting this code saying auxiliary stop, which, as per the manual and everything says, is that alarm should only come up if this auxiliary stop down here, which is an emergency stop switch, is pressed, which it hasn't been. I've tested the switch, tested the circuit that runs off the switch, just tested the neutral safety switch because that can affect it. No, the alarm's not on, so let's see what happens. Wait, let me check. Alarms, no alarms. So you got water?
Yep. Oh, hang on, you didn't press on there, did you?
I haven't pressed start. I'm just waiting. Is there water coming through?
There's water pouring out the hose, mate.
Give me a second. So what I just did then is I just cracked the lid a little bit, and all the air pressure came out. Are you ready? Fucking, because they didn't give us an installation guide to tell us what to plug in.
Well, it's early. Hang on. That's exciting.
Ah, here we go.
Whoa. There's movement at the station. Ooh, Zachariah.
Let's get some feel into it.
God, the whole boat's shaking like bugger. Plenty of water pouring out of here.
Out of the exhaust or?
No, not yet.
No.
Oh, it's close. Please don't knock that jerry over or we'll have diesel in the field forever.
Yeah, sometimes it'll take a while to actually get water out the exhaust. I'm surprised there's any. Come on.
It's still hard to pump.
Yeah, but then it goes soft for a little bit.
What are you doing there?
Taking the injector line off the back of the injector pump. That goes to the rail.
Is that alright to do that?
Yeah. Not when it's got fuel pressure, but it clearly doesn't have fuel pressure, so. Yeah.
What about take the cover off and get to the rail on the top?
Oh yeah, you can get to the injectors from there, but sometimes you got to bleed it from the back of the pump.
Well, it's on the pre-filter.
Yeah. Is that all it says?
Over there so the screws don't end up being in the...
Yeah.
Give it here. Loosen the air bleeds 2 or 3 turns. Push up and down on the priming pump to release air out of the bleed screw. Continue pumping until a stream of fuel with no air bubbles begins to flow. Tighten the air bleed system. And that's it.
You reckons that's it?
Bleeding the fuel filter. Priming the fuel. An automatic bleeding device is installed on the fuel filter. Therefore, an air bleed screw is not required. Push up and down the priming pump to bleed the fuel for 60 times. When you begin to feel resistance, bleeding is complete.
No. I've never seen a diesel engine that runs like that. But they've all got them, but usually if it's dead empty, you got to crack the lines on the injectors or on the injector pump. Oh, I'll give it another shot of this, and then if not, I'll just crack the lines on the injectors.
Oh, it almost went then.
You got any bigger rags?
Yeah.
Right. You gotta be careful with these high pressure diesel lines because
Oh yeah.
these, I don't think these ones are the
put some safety glasses on.
Yeah. Because some of them are like 30,000 psi.
Yeah, well that's the problem. I don't want
When they're under pressure. No, I used to do this on trucks and stuff all the time. Oh, this is what we do. But if you put that, get your spanner on it like that.
Is that? Should you do that?
Yeah. There you go. So we'll see now.
Watch your eyes.
Yeah, no, it's cracked. It's not.
It did say you don't need to bleed it.
Well, same one that doesn't need to be blade. So now I can crank that and see if we've got fuel coming up here.
Just watch it.
Yep. So now we've got fuel to there. So you do that.
So there's fuel going through.
Well, now, but what happens is these injectors, they can't push air. Yeah. So air gets stuck at the injector here.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why, like, I've never seen one where from dry, you don't have to, you know, bleed the lines. Yeah, when I first did it, there was no fuel. I should have cracked that. If there was fuel there, I would have just gone and fuel would have come out. But it was dry until I cranked it. So you just do that for each injector, and then we should have fuel at all 4 injectors. And then it'll go. So it's pumping.
Watch your eyes, This is so good for me, seeing you do this.
If you ever do run out of fuel, I mean, yeah, I've never seen it, even modern ones, like modern trucks and stuff, if you do a fuel system, injectors and stuff, you got to... Yeah, see, look at that one. So that's cracked now. Even just that amount of turn, fuel should come out, if there's fuel up to it. But there's not, so there's probably an airlock in that line, like just from there to there kind of thing.
Stick a little rag underneath it, just capture it. Oh, you won't see it. So you have to crank it now, down?
Yeah. So there's nothing there, so that's just a little air pocket. But if you can bleed out that air right to the injector...
Where's the automatic bleed on?
Well, it's probably in this system here, but I don't know.
Fuel?
It should be pouring out once it's actually up to it. Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
Yeah, so now that one's got fuel to it.
Well, what a pain in the ass.
But you never kind
It's not the valves or anything, it's...
No, this is just... The injectors can't push through air.
When you think about it, when you primed it, all you've done is pumped air into it before.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's still an airlock. I mean, yeah, as I said, I've never seen any new truck.
How many
or anything
injectors
like
have
that.
got 4, isn't it? Because it's 4 cylinder, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel a bit more confident now that we've got it ticking over.
Yeah, that was bloody. Well, that aux stop was just kind of the right. If it brought up like a CAN bus code or something, that would have made a bit more sense.
I don't know what that bloody thing is. It's like a dead end, isn't it? It's like
Yeah. Well,
an
Enemy
dead end.
A have that.
Yeah, the
Like
dead end, yeah.
CAN bus cables have them. Oh, even if we get it running on 3, it'll pump through the other one eventually.
What's the throttle set at? Is it at low?
That's your throttle there.
Yeah, you don't need to do that to bring some fuel through, do you?
No. No, it's all computer controlled anyway. There's no fuel coming out of that.
Yep. It's leaking everywhere.
We just had a cough and splutter. It's going to work this time. Are you ready?
So, yeah,
We had cough and cough.
Let's go. Get it going.
Hey! Alright, oh mate.
Unreal. Look at that.
I'm just going to hook up the other gauges because they've got temp sensor and oil pressure. Woo. Nice.
Right. One down, one to go. Well done, mate. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Champion. So it's just us fuel.
Yeah, it's just fuel. Dicky as anything.
Give me that.
Let's do this. Alright, get your water back on.
Oh shit. You ready?
Oh, that's a very nice sound. It's so quiet.
Yeah.
They are quiet. Beautiful. Alright. Fantastic. Okay, you ready, mate?
Yeah.
Alright, here we go.
watch the string on it, mate. Don't get caught up.
Hey! That's it. Yeah.
Right, the port side engine's done, and I'm happy with that. I'm going to leave that for a few months while we finish the boat up. Got Zach down in the starboard side here, he's just priming the fuel. We're doing it just with a jerry can because I don't want to put any fuel in the tanks just yet, probably till the day I move. And probably even start it with a jerry can, I reckon.
Yeah.
Zach's in here priming the pump. 60 pumps it takes to get this fuel filter primed, and we did actually have to crack the injectors to get it to bleed the initial diesel into the common rail. So happily our engines actually have coolant in them, so we just need to top them up. Did you put coolant in here?
Yeah, but it was just distilled water in there. Because what will happen is, as it heats and cools, if it needs any more, it actually siphons it back in.
Siphon back in, yeah. So probably have to top it up a little bit now. It's been running on the other side.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't have gotten up to. It didn't even get up to thermostat temperature.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have actually fully bled it anyway.
Yeah. Cool. All right, here's Zach in the starboard engine.
Yep.
Ready to go? I'm going to put some water in it.
Wobble me off this now. Shake my feet off.
Shake you off the engine.
Yeah.
All right, we'll give it a crack.
Got no power.
No. Oh, yes, I've. All right, you ready? All right, here we go. Get real.
Check the exhaust.
Get real.
What?
First go.
It'll take 1 hour for the next one.
Took 2 minutes.
Took not even, it was like 30 minutes.
Unreal. Look at that.
This one's purring.
Oh.
That other one must have had a bit weird airlock.
Yeah.
And that is
good.
the return in the tank, so it's not because of that.
Look at that.
Alright.
It's amazing how you can come in after a big day yesterday getting these engines running. Pretty much I spent all day just getting them fired up, and Zach just did an amazing job. He was able to analyse what was wrong, and then we were able to simply work out why we were getting that error code. Just, you know, and Yanmar, the people I actually bought the engines off, couldn't even help me. It was just unbelievable. Buy $40,000 worth of engines, and they can't even explain to plug a loom in. But you know, that's just the way it is. It's unfortunate. It's not a service industry anymore. You just got to get the Yanmar specialist, of which we didn't have. To be honest, I don't really think I need it. The reason why I bought 4JH57s is for its diagnostic capabilities. And his answer was basically go and buy the diagnostic tool or get a Yanmar tech down from Sydney, 3-hour drive, couple of $1,000 to plug in a loom. Now come on, there's just something a little bit wrong about that. What I've done today and over the last hour or so is I've just made a shelf here for my autopilot pump. Now this is a Smart Pump 2, a Garmin Smart Pump. It is a hydraulic autopilot pump, and it has to be mounted, or ideally mounted horizontally like so. So it's actually going to be mounted right here, and that will give me access nicely to plumb in all of the hydraulic lines that are going to be passing through here and into the stern rudder compartment and then over to the other side and back. So this is the beginnings of the steering, everybody, and I'm really excited about this. It is going to daunt me for a little bit. Now that I've finished all the engines, I can start on this particular system. More importantly than anything, really getting the steering system in, and then I can start working on the plumbing and getting the plumbing of the steering and the hydraulic lines set up, installed, and hopefully tested. I'm actually not going to be able to put the rudders in until almost the day of launch, so I'm going to have this thing as balanced as I can get it, and then I might have to do some further tweaking and bleeding down while it's in the water once the rudders are in place, because I can't lift the boat high enough. I mean, I guess I could get a crane in to lift it up while I insert the rudders, but to be honest, I don't want them travelling down that driveway that we have here with rudders installed, because I fear they might rip off. So lots of things to happen here. Now that I've sort of started and embarked on the steering journey, it's going to be a beast of a thing. We have to bend and join and plumb in annealed copper, 1/2-inch copper, all the way through the boat. There's about 80 feet of it to be plumbed in, and there's some pretty contorted corners that I have to deal with. I can put in some elbows and T-connectors and ball valves and things like that, and I do have to do that, and I will explain that entirely in a video here with a diagram. I think that's probably the best way to do it, because it's going to be me down in tiny little compartments, which is essentially what I do normally anyway. So anyway, if you've been watching that, then there's a lot more bum crack to come.